our medicines, and our lifehood. No matter where I am on this earth, I know where I belong. I know who I am, and it is not dictated by the number on the card in my wallet. I know that my nation is not defined by state borders. Where we stand now, Anishinaabe territory extends beyond the medicine line, well into Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota, and North Dakota. The Anishinaabe people reside around the Great Lakes. Just as water defines the borders, so do the people. It was explained to me that we as First Nations people are the people of the eagle, and that our Indigenous relatives to the south are the people of the condor. The Pueblo, the Dene, and the Apache, and many, many nations to the south of us are no stranger to displacement. Their territories extend beyond so-called Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. Our kin are indigenous to the land, and the borders have crossed them. They are not border crossers. I have been told there was a time that our relatives indigenous to so-called Mexico traveled north, and our people often traveled very south. These practices defy the American state. They defy the Canadian state. Our people have been here since the beginning of time, and we are not going anywhere, and we will always be here. We belong to the land. Our territories that are being occupied. All over the world, Indigenous people have been displaced in the name of settler colonialism, whether it's in Canada, the US, the Congo, Sudan, or Palestine, whether it be in the name of God, conquest, resource extraction, or slavery. No settler Canadian, no First Nations person can ignore what is happening to our Latino and Indigenous kin. Their struggle is our struggle, and we cannot ignore the inhumane cruelty they are not facing just today, but have been enduring since contact. Brown children in cages is not a new American tradition. It is undeniable that the mass deportations and detention that we are seeing now is absolutely rooted in racism and white supremacy. Fuck Trump! Why is it that only immigrants from brown skin are facing this violence when immigrants to America come from all over the world? How is it that America does not take responsibility for the destabilization and exploitation of other countries? The reason why our relatives were forced to leave their beloved homelands in the first place. Every day under the American regime, innocent, working, and loving families of capitalism, white supremacy, and settler colonialism. Many families cannot contact or locate their loved ones. They are taken away with no way. They are taken away without warning, without a fair trial or consideration for the lie that we have been sold, which is American law and justice. They are imprisoned without knowing how long they will be held in horrific conditions. There are currently an estimated 42,000 detainees being held in for-profit prisons and county jails designed to hold 38,000. According to U.S. Homeland Security, almost 1,000 people are detained daily since the Trump administration. Detention centers are so overcrowded, the administration was forced to release people with ankle monitors. The surveillance and violence of the state knows no bounds. There are even people being held in Guantanamo Bay. Trump's America is currently building 14 1,000-bed detention centers and 4 10,000-bed facilities.
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump! In 2 weeks, over 1,800 people have been detained without criminal conviction. There is a 3.6 million case backlog. This comes at a time when we have seen the biggest decrease in, quote, illegal entries since 2020. America is a police state, just as Canada is a police state. We cannot ignore the fight for liberation, for none of us are free until we are all free. sovereignty